Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here, and well, I guess it's time for me to do another one of these response/rant videos once again. So yeah, I've been holding myself off from, of course, talking about this subject matter pretty much for this video for sure, because I've actually been quite busy with other things by far, and not to mention this past weekend, I actually had a great time with, of course, me and my girlfriend Ackley, since she came up here to visit me once again. So yeah, it was actually a real great fun for sure, and I'm glad that she actually had a good time, hands down. So yeah, but anyways, speaking of course, all that, I guess with what happened this past weekend does have some tie-ins with, of course, pretty much this video that I'm actually making right now. So yeah. And of course, believe it or not, I guess seeing how I have been posting a lot of videos revolving around my Bachmann and Hornby Thomas models for sure, I think it makes sense to delve into, of course, this subject matter for sure, and boy, I was not expecting that probably by the time I was actually informed on, of course, all that, but I do felt I do need to bring this up for sure. So yeah, now if you may recall, over the past weekend, while I'm busy with, of course, pretty much my girlfriend, Ackley, for sure, yeah, believe it or not, Bachmann Trains has officially unveiled their mid-year announcement as we speak, and, well, I guess pretty much if you pretty much have been living under a rock for sure. Usually, I think somewhere around in the middle of the year, Bachmann Trains will, of course, do these mid-year announcements to pretty much announce some new models and stuff that they're going to be working on top of the ones that they're currently working on, especially with, of course, what we got in the Bachmann Trains catalogs at the start of the year for sure. So yeah, and of course, believe it or not, on top of what they normally pretty much announce for a good lineup of products they actually got, they cannot forget to mention the Thomas & Friends range for sure, because, yeah, surprisingly enough, they really got a lot going on for sure. So yeah, so why am I bringing this up, you may ask? Well, as part of the mid-year announcements that Bachmann Trains has unveiled, they have pretty much announced some new sets of course, pretty much some Bachmann Thomas models that they're going to be working on, with the subject of today's video by far is that they have officially confirmed that one of their future models that they're going to be working on for sure, that being, of course, is on one Thomas & Friends character that we didn't expect that Bachmann Trains would finally announce for sure, which is, of course, pretty much the diesel engine with the giant claw himself, Diesel 10. Yeah, I am not making that up when I actually say for sure, given to, of course, the mid-year announcements that they actually got. One of course, the models that Bachmann Trains has officially announced not too long ago is, of course, on Diesel 10. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. And yeah, I guess it'll get you the idea, of course, of what I'm talking about with, of course, today's video for sure. So yeah. I guess pretty much for what it is by far, I'm sure a lot of you guys may be wondering to yourself, how do I feel about Bachmann Trains finally announcing Diesel 10 being part of the Thomas & Friends range, and how will it actually fare up compared to the other models that we actually got for sure? Well, I will say this right now for sure. Again, this actually happened this past weekend while I was busy pretty much with, of course, my girlfriend, Casamelli, for sure. And I was actually informed, of course, all that through, of course, another friend of mine that, of course, I probably may or may not have got him in most of my videos for sure. That being, of course, Owen, aka Trainboy55, and yeah, when I actually heard the pretty much news myself, my reaction is, oh my god, I was not expecting that, like, at all for sure. So yeah, I guess given to that alone, my reaction to hearing the news, of course, Diesel 10 being part of the Bachmann Thomas & Friends range, I was really quite surprised, given to what I've actually seen by far, like for a minute there, I almost kind of thought that Bachmann Trains would not make Diesel 10, given to, of course, probably, I guess, his giant claw being one of the main factors for sure, and whether or not it would actually be breaking model train guidelines for sure. But I guess upon further pretty much analysis of course, all that, I'm really quite amazed that Bachmann Trains is finally caving in and actually decided to work on him for sure. So yeah, I was really quite surprised when I actually heard the news, but I guess it's after looking over, I'm now really excited for, of course, this one. So yeah. I guess it is no big surprise that if you actually know me, of course, on this channel for some time, I make it no secret that I always do love the Bachmann Thomas & Friends range for sure. I really do think pretty much that, in my opinion, despite a few ups and downs here and there for sure, I really do think it is actually the best the best piece of Thomas merchandise that we actually got for sure. And even with, of course, some of the models that we actually got from past to present, I'm still glad that it's still going strong as we speak, with each and every single new model being released hands down. Hell, I dare even say I actually have covered the hemming, of course, pretty much in multiple episodes of WTPU, aka What the Pickup. So yeah. And even some of the ones that I do find issues with, I actually do think are still really good models that I really do love and admire for sure. But thankfully, it did change course pretty much since the start of this year, thanks to, of course, Rebecca and Duck that I actually got. I actually do find myself feeling that for the first time in a while that we actually did get some Bachmann Thomas models that I really do think are really great with no flaws whatsoever. So yeah. I guess pretty much for what it is, yeah, Bachmann does have their ups and downs for sure, and maybe a few hiccups here and there, but they know how to make good products for sure, and the Bachmann Thomas & Friends range is the one range that I always come back to when it comes to Bachmann Trains in general for sure, and that's just to name me a few. So yeah, so I guess I give it to the news of course, Bachmann Trains announcing Diesel 10 as we speak. I'm really glad that they actually finally did hands down, and I can definitely name several factors on why that is for sure. One is that as much as I really do love the Bachmann Thomas & Friends range as it is, I do want it to keep on evolving and actually keep on making new models for sure, and even try their hand at taking risks and stuff and see if it'll actually pay off. And yeah, with most of the ones that we actually got so far, it really does show that they are taking the risk and actually laying the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range pretty much actually evolve while still keeping the love and spirit alive. Like, you can actually hold the models that was used in the original show for sure right in the palm of your hands, hands down. So yeah, but that's at least my assumption when I look over these models for sure. That's how much I really love them, hands down, especially when I made multiple videos on them for sure, and more playing on the way, So yeah, that's actually one main factor on why I think having Diesel 10 be part of that range is actually a really good thing for sure. The second reason for that is, well, I guess pretty much of anything, we have seen multiple Diesels hands down from what I can gather for sure. Like, of course, we've of course got Devious Diesel, both his regular version and of course with him and his grumpy face, which is actually quite nice. And of course, we did get a few additions to that as well, like of course, Sydney, Ari, and Bert, the latter two that I've actually mentioned have been long since discontinued. And even some Diesels that we do love and admire, aside from the devious ones for sure, like Mavis and Salty for sure. And oh yeah, let's not forget to mention Daisy is another good example for sure. That one is also done really great. And don't worry, I do hope to eventually get my hands on Daisy later on down the road for sure. And maybe even covering pretty much later on in the near future, so yeah. But I guess out of all of them, and let's not forget to mention the ones that we're going to be getting very soon, like, of course, Sydney and the mainline Diesel for sure, to which, by the way, I have seen pretty much what are supposed to be the final products, hands down, and they're looking great, hands down, so can't wait for them to get released some point around later this year or early next year for sure, so that's actually going to be really great, So yeah, but I guess out of all the ones, and that's just to name me a few from what I can gather, I do think Diesel 10 really is actually going to be quite an interesting one, hands down, because when you really think about it, hands down, out of all the Diesels that we all know and love from, of course, the entire franchise for sure, whether it be through the shows and the movies from what I can gather, yeah, Diesel 10 is definitely the one thing, the one Diesel that definitely takes the crown as being god tier levels of devious for sure. Yeah, and not just devious from what I can gather, he's manipulative, he is downright evil, hands down. He would do whatever it takes to pretty much show that he really wants all the steam engines scrapped for sure and have Diesels take over, hands down. And of course, pretty much given to all that, it's no wonder why Sir Topham Hatt really wanted to step in and discipline him all the way for sure. Hence why pretty much most of his acts usually cause, well, confusion and delays. So yeah, so I guess I give it to all that for sure. I really do think there is a lot of potential, of course, pretty much having Diesel 10 being made into, of course, one of the new Bachmann models for sure. And let's not forget to mention his giant claw, pretty much, that is attached onto him for sure, is also what makes him pretty much easily recognizable for sure, and not to mention translates quite well into other bits of merchandise for sure, like, of course, you got Tommy and Trackmaster, and, of course, Playrail for sure, like, of course, yeah, and, of course, you got Bandai, you got Urgel, and that's just to name me a few from what I can gather. Hell, I dare even say that one of them is, of course, one of the toys that Subway did back in 2000 when Thomas and the Magic Railroad came out for sure, which I still have alongside Thomas, Percy, and Leggy for sure. And of course, speaking of course, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, yeah, I do think pretty much Diesel 10 really actually is a pretty much a really devious villain in that movie for sure. And yeah, I think he is, of course, the one thing that we do recognize looking back on that film that he actually started from all the way until pretty much the show kept on going for sure. So yeah, but of course, give it to all that for sure. I do felt that pretty much given to that announcement alone, I don't think that's exactly what Bachmann is looking for, hands down. Obviously enough, I think they're probably going for the Diesel Tang showing in the later pretty much seasons of the show, hence why we did get the render of course, what Diesel Tang is gonna look like for sure, based on the mid-year announcements that we actually got for sure. And yeah, and don't get me wrong, say what you will about Thomas and the Magic Railroad, hands down, yeah, I will admit, it's still a decent flick by far, for sure, but we can't always just rely on that all the time, for sure, when you think of Diesel 10. Well, I guess aside from a few other characters from that movie that could work as Bachmann models for sure, but that's a whole other story, pretty much at least in my understanding for sure. So yeah, and I guess pretty much if anything, I know pretty much a lot of people are saying that a whole lot given to what I just mentioned for sure, and yeah, I guess pretty much for what it is actually quite surprising that Diesel Tang is probably the only character from Thomas and the Magic Railroad that's still going on in, of course, the later seasons and movies in the show for sure, even after Magic Railroad flopped at the box office for sure. So yeah, but regardless of course, all that, I'm glad that the later seasons, despite a few hiccups here and there, still want to retain, of course, what Diesel 10 was actually made for in the slightest for sure, and yeah, I really do think it is actually quite nice for sure. So yeah. So I guess give it to all that for sure. Yeah, I guess give it to all that. I do think that there is a lot of potential to have Bachmann Trains finally take the risk and actually try to see if they can actually make Diesel Tang into a full-on model as part of the range for sure. So I guess I give it to all that. I think it is probably what I could say in that matter for sure. It's kind of like what I actually thought of last year when I heard that they're gonna be having Flying Scotsman be part of that range for sure. I'm still excited to see Flying Scotsman pretty much be part of the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range, and I do hope we will get some full-on prototypes for what he's gonna look like for sure, all the way until the final product, hands down. So yeah, we still got a few years until that actually happened, but I do hope they'll actually make something great with it for sure. So I can make the same argument for Diesel Tang for sure. It's gonna take some time, yes, but I do hope they'll actually make a really great model for sure. And yeah. Like I said about Flying Scotsman, given to, of course, what we actually got in the announcement, I do want pretty much, I will definitely plan on getting that once he actually gets released very soon for sure, and I do hope it'll turn out something really great, hands out, and I did make it very clear that seeing how I'm in the process of getting a good chunk of the pretty much Thomas and Friends models that Hornby used to make pretty much back in the day when they used to do the Thomas and Friends range for sure. I do hope to actually get their version of Flying Scotsman as a nice little warm-up before Bachmann releases theirs for sure. So yeah. And how much will I actually say that they really want to make Diesel Tang as the best they can for sure? Well, if I can pull up one Hornby Thomas model that I currently got as a good example is, well, let's really look back on, of course, when Hornby did D261 for sure. I still think it is actually a really good model for sure, but the way they actually pretty much tried to incorporate pretty much that's a character for that's a range for sure. Yeah, they really actually kept the basis of course, the actual engine itself that he's actually based on. with, of course, a few added details adding in that only Hornby can actually work with for sure. But they really actually did everything they can to make this look like pretty much a really outstanding model that actually matches the character. And yeah, like I said, despite a few pretty much issues I actually have when I first got it for sure, I still think it is actually a really good model for sure, and I'm so glad I have it in my hands for sure, still fresh in the box and everything, hands down. So yeah, so that's actually one good example of course, why I'm actually talking about for sure. So I can make the same argument for Diesel Tang for when Bachmann releases their version of him for sure. So yeah, I guess given to all that, I do have faith for what Bachmann Trains will have provided for sure, and I do hope Diesel Tang will actually come out really great for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I could say, of course, on that front, hands down. So yeah, given to all that, I am really glad that Bachmann Trains really is taking the risk and actually pretty much make Diesel Tang pretty much as part of that range for sure. And well, probably by the time I'm recording this video, they've already got him up on the official Bachmann Trains website for sure. So it will only be a matter of time for when we'll get updates through that and see whether or not he'll be released and be on sale for sure. So yeah. And I am fully aware that pretty much even before Bachmann would pretty much put it on sale on their website officially, they would probably send it out to multiple consumers and hobby shops. Yeah, and mainly some online listings pretty much beforehand. Pretty much before we can actually get pretty much the official release, hands down. But I do hope it'll still come out really good for sure, and I do hope it'll actually be well worth it, hands down. And yeah, we still got a long ways away to actually get to that point, but I do hope it will actually come out quite nice for sure. So yeah. And of course, you might be wondering to yourself, if that's how I feel about Diesel 10, what about some of the other Bachmann Thomas models that are already announced as part of the pretty much mid-year announcements for sure? Well, I'm happy to actually answer that very quickly, hands down for sure. So yeah, to make it short, sweet, and to the point, on top of Diesel 10, they've already announced a few other models as well, for sure. Like, of course, we're going to be getting 3 stone wagons, one, yeah, pretty much one in red, one in green, and one in brown. I might have actually messed up the colors for sure, so I do indeed apologize for that. As well as, of course, a chocolate syrup tanker for sure, and yeah, I will say, I think for the 3 stone wagons that we're going to be getting, I do think they are actually going to be quite nice, hands down for sure, and yeah, I do hope they'll actually give us something really good for sure, so I'm looking forward to those all the way. So yeah, and of course for the chocolate syrup tanker, yeah, again, not a bad addition. I'm not gonna lie for sure, but I imagine I think it'll probably correspond with, of course, pretty much the Mr. Jolly's Chocolate Factory vans for sure. That would really tie in quite well, but that's at least my assumption all the way. So yeah, and of course, we're going to be getting 3 new V-Tipper wagons that will be part of the, pretty much, the narrow gauge lineup for sure, which I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really glad those are some really great additions that we're going to be adding in. And, of course, a few others from what I can gather from, of course, their G-scale and, of course, their N-scale range for sure that I'm sure we'll delve into later on for sure, but I'm still looking forward to those. Probably, I guess, not the G-scale ones because they're way too expensive, hands down. But the N-scale stuff, I'm definitely looking forward to still, and I do hope to eventually get on my hands pretty soon. But probably the biggest ones from what I can gather is, of course, they actually did announce that they are going to be releasing pretty much some updated versions of Thomas and Percy, which I'm not gonna lie, I really do think is actually really great. I mean, don't get me wrong, as much as I really do love pretty much the Bachmann, Thomas, and Percy as they are for sure, and yeah, that's mainly what I stuck with when I first started collecting these models for sure. It is nice to know that Bachmann Trains is giving them a massive upgrade and a facelift, hands down, no pun intended. So yeah, we'll definitely see on how the updated versions of Thomas and Percy will actually go, hands down, as I think with, of course, pretty much the ones we actually got on, of course, Thomas and James beforehand. Yeah, only some slight alterations from what I can gather for sure, that still retains the quality of course, how the original models actually look for sure. But I'm really glad that Bachmann Trains pretty much is giving Thomas and Percy a full-on update all the way for sure, and I do hope it'll actually be good. So yeah, it'll be hard to say if whether or not the same thing will actually happen to most of the other engines we got, like of course Gordon, James, Henry, Edward, Toby, and that's just to name me a few. But we're gonna have to wait and see on that, and I'm pretty sure that's something Bachmann will probably pretty much decide for sure. We can't actually demand pretty much full-on upgrades to the original models all the way for sure. That's up to Bachmann Trains as we speak. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, the rest of the models that we actually got for, of course, the mid-year announcements that Bachmann Trains has actually done. Yeah, I really do think they're actually quite nice. And for while I'm not going to be planning on getting all of them for sure, yeah, I mean, pretty much the 3 stone wagons, the chocolate syrup tanker, and the V-Tuber, yeah, the V-Tipper wagons, I'm definitely looking forward to a hands down. Yeah, for those who are wondering, I'm probably not going to plan on getting the updated versions of course, pretty much Thomas and Percy as we speak, because, well, I still have the originals as they are for sure, so I'm mainly going to stick with them, and, well, I probably, yeah, I guess I already do have multiple Bachmann Thomas models for sure, particularly the LBSC 70 version of Thomas, and of course, the one with speed-activated sound, so yeah. Maybe, I guess, probably the DCC ones, if I'm actually lucky to actually get in my hands, but we'll probably wait and see, so yeah, but those are at least what I can say, of course, that front. So I'm really glad that they actually pretty much went for those for sure. So yeah, but moreover, I am really happy that Bachmann Trains has officially pretty much announced Diesel 10 to be a part of the range, and I'm excited to see on where they're gonna go with, of course, him for sure, because yeah, that's something I definitely want to see from Bachmann Trains in general for sure. I do want them to keep on going with, of course, the Thomas and Friends range, while at the same time actually take some risks and stuff, and actually see if they can actually make something really great, hands down. Yeah, pretty much breaking the norm, try something new and inventive all the way, and see if it can actually turn out something not just good, but really great, hands down. And yeah, with what we actually got so far, I think it really does show exactly that, and I do want Bachmann to keep on going with that, hands down, for sure. And yeah, I guess pretty much for what it is, like I said, I was surprised when I actually heard the announcement for sure, but the more I look over pretty much on what they actually got, I'm really glad that Bachmann Trains has actually decided to go for that for sure, because yeah, let me tell you, for what it is, I really do think that Diesel 10 is one of many Thomas and Friends characters, at least in my opinion, for sure, that could actually work as Bachmann models for sure. I know I've got plenty more that I might reveal later on down the road for a future video later on. But I do hope pretty much, yeah, I do hope Diesel 10 will actually come out really great, and I'm excited to see on where they're going to go with him, hands down, So yeah, it may be a matter of time, hands down, so maybe we might get some official prototypes and renders for what the model is going to look like, or maybe he might get canceled. We'll have to wait and see, so yeah, but whatever the case may be, I'm excited to see on where they're going to go with him, hands down, and see how much pretty much he'll actually go for hands down. So yeah, right now the model itself has officially been announced for sure. So it'll be hard to say, of course, what the model's gonna look like within a few years from now for sure. Let alone on how much the model is gonna cost hands down. But I do hope later on down the road we pretty much will get some word from Bachmann Trains for when that's gonna happen hands down. So yeah, but until then, we're just gonna have to wait and see for sure, and I can't wait to see on where they're gonna go from, of course, from there for sure. So yeah, I guess it's safe to say that Diesel 10 is now one of my most anticipated models to get from Bachmann Trains for sure. So I do hope they'll actually pull off something really great for sure. So yeah. But yeah, I guess that's probably what I could say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this video here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and by all means, I'll turn it over to you guys. What do you think of the announcement of Diesel 10 now being part of the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range, and are you excited to get him once he actually gets released, or we'll have to wait and see on that? So yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments down below. I'm quite curious to see on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and yeah, like I said, I've got plenty more on the way for sure, including some big plans later on for, of course, this channel for sure that I do hope to eventually reveal later on down the road. So you're just gonna have to wait and see on that. And yeah, speaking of which, now I'm quite curious to see on what other piece of Bachmann Thomas models that I might actually get later on. I guess I might as well see what I can find for sure that might be worthy a purchase for sure. And given for the fact that I've actually tried my best to earn back the money I spent from, of course, buying a good chunk of models earlier this year, I do need some way to actually earn back the money I spent, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, but until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as joining our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.